I think I can speak for most men when I say we want to have better sex. And for the sake of our partner, we may need to have better sex, fellas. Because no one likes it when you bring a wet noodle to a barbecue party. Write that down. The issue is that over-the-counter erection pills contain unregulated chemicals, suggest unsafe doses, and include the risk of several other health problems. And who wants that? It's like those drug prescription ads where everybody's like sitting there playing volleyball at the beach, but they're dying of herpes. Not cool. That's why we partnered with our friends over at Joy Mode. Whether you're looking to spice up your intimate moments or increase your confidence in the bedroom, Joy Mode makes all natural and science-backed supplements dedicated to helping men perform better across their core functions. Oh, yeah. The trademark product, the sexual performance booster, is every man's solution for increased blood flow down below, firmness, stamina, and performance of your favorite friend. It's like a pre-workout, but for your buddy down below. And let me tell you, it works. And the best part, the product is totally safe. All ingredients have been assessed in peer-reviewed journals. All ingredients have been studied and researched in humans. It comes in a palm-sized little packet, like your favorite electrolyte powder. Just simply mix one of these bad boys right in with 6 to 8 ounces of water, 45 minutes before sexual activity, and watch the magic unfold. Like, you know when you start blowing up an inflatable castle? It's sort of like that, but down below. But it's time to redefine your intimacy and go to usejoymode.com for 20% off with promo code FRATCHAT. Oh, yeah, that's 20% off and free shipping with promo code FRATCHAT at usejoymode.com. Ingredients with integrity, it's Joy Mode, baby. Now we're recording.
How did your town get the name Hoboken?
You know, I don't know. Actually, I do know. And it's a Native American term.
Oh, it is.
And it's something to do with turtles. Because apparently, back in the day, Hoboken had like a lot of turtles. Like it was like a big turtle area.
Oh, wow.
That's why there's actually a turtle club in Hoboken. Am I not turtly enough for the turtle club?
I'm turtling right now.
Yeah, buddy. So now you learn something new every day. And Hoboken is actually where the first recognized game of baseball was ever played.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't realize that Hoboken was so infamous.
That's right. It was Hoboken versus New York City, and Hoboken got smashed. So it was legitimately like 23-1. It was really bad. God. But it was where the first game was played, and the birthplace of Frank Sinatra. So,
oh wow, you know a lot of trivia. You should go on Jeopardy.
Oh, dude, I was watching Jeopardy the other day, and I'm terrible at it. Really? It was like every once in a while there'll be a category that I know, and I kill at that. But like for Jeopardy, you gotta know a lot of stuff, and those people know a lot of stuff. I was like sitting there stumped, you know. It was like, but then they had a pro wrestling category. I was smashing, so I would probably make like $1,000 there, and then I'd lose every other.
I would need categories like 90s sitcoms, MTV, Sephora. That's what I would need.
Yeah, no, I would get smashed in Jeopardy, but I would be willing to try normal people Jeopardy, where it's not like me versus a bunch of super smart people. Me and the average bear. I think I can take them. Pretty good at trivia, but me against like a super genius. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna do this and 3, 2, 1.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge.
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the Frat Chat Podcast.
All young men like 3 things. Food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris Moore.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Chris Emo Moore. How's it going, Mr. Moose?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantabulous. I hope that you are having fun in your backpacking trip out there in the trippy woods.
It's a tapestry.
Oh, whoa. Trippy.
And it pulls together all the colors in my apartment. I got lots of stuff this color and blues and, you know.
However, that was not blue that you showed me. I hope you know that. He showed me a yellow pillow and he said
How
blue.
about this? This is a
There
light
you
blue.
go. That's pretty bluish.
I just love pillows. I can't have enough pillows. I could have 1,000 pillows on my bed. It wouldn't be enough.
I'll give you that. Pillows rock, dude. I'm a big pillow guy. And I currently, I think I have sleep apnea, but I don't want to use the sleep apnea machine. And I found that if you use a husband pillow to kind of elevate yourself a little bit, you got to put another pillow at the top of it so it's not so hard. You sleep like a fucking baby. And I've been sleeping so good, breathing great, waking up rested. That
you want to borrow my husband?
Yeah, it's just a Mario. He just sits there and I just lay back. So, thanks, dude. I pay him $5 an hour. Less than minimum wage because
No, he has his papers, so you have to pay a minimum wage.
Oh, damn it! Shit.
Yeah.
I was threatening him to call ICE. He would stay longer. I can't do that anymore. Shit. No, yeah, but things are good.
We had a great show the other night.
That's right, the greatest comedy show of all time. So
I think
it conquered.
I have a crush on Carmen Lagala.
Yeah, she's so cool. And
what a
ditto.
Cool chick, and she's so pretty.
Yeah, she's like so cool when she's doing her craft and like quirky and funny and weird that I love it. I'm into. I'm into funny, cool women. And it's just what I do.
I love how one of the comics said, is anyone here in a relationship with a big age gap? And your girlfriend said, whoop whoop.
Yeah, right. She was like the only one.
I don't really think of 7 or 6 years, 6.5 years as that much.
Yeah, it's 6.5 because it'll be like, for example, right now. Hold on, let's see. She was born in September, so half of the year it's 6, and the other half it's 7. Once she turns, once her birthday hits, it'll be 6. In September, it'll be 6, and right now it's 7. So it's just like weird, because I turned in January and she's a September birthday.
It's only creepy to me if like you were 21 and she was 14.
Oh yeah.
But
or if I was like 18.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I met her. It's funny
at the low pitches.
Yeah.
There's no grass in the field. Play in the mud. Ooh. Oh, that was a bad one.
Oh god, people used to say that. Do
you remember that? No. Mulligan from my fraternity taught me that.
Yeah. People.
I can't believe
I heard that so commonly made. It was sad too. Like that was we lived in an awful time sometimes. Oh lordy lord.
And then
but God, what were we talking about?
Remember when people would answer the phone and they say county abortion clinic,
oh God.
No fetus can beat us. Remember that?
No, that was I think I was before my time. Jesus Christ.
or county morgue, you kill him, we chill him. Do you remember that?
No, who are these places you're calling? What are you doing?
I feel like this is all like dad jokes from Mulligan. I feel like he taught me a lot of dad jokes. He's a dad now. Makes sense.
Yeah. And you guys can thank Simo for another story about some asshole you all don't know. Brought to you by Simo.
You know what I really miss about the fraternity is how excited everyone got about those cheesesteaks from Philly. It was like a holiday. So listeners, we would have the pledges drive to Philly and get like 40 cheesesteaks, which
Yep.
to me were disgusting. Like I'm not paying any money for something with cheese whiz drizzled all over it. That's disgusting to me.
Oh man,
Um,
he's not. These are cheesesteaks from Philly's Pat's
and
and
Geno's.
what is it, Jimmy's? What's the other
Geno's.
one? Geno's. Sorry, Gino. They're right across the street from each other. The legend is that they're originally one restaurant and with two owners, kind of like this very podcast. And the one owner wanted to do their sandwich one particular way, and the other owner was like, nah, we got to do it this way. And they kept fighting about it. So they decided to say, oh, yeah, we're going to split up. I'm going to have my restaurant right across the street, motherfucker. And we're going to compete, see who's better.
Aren't they the
And
same sandwich?
they're different. They use different whiz and different bread. I just
Cheese
can't remember.
whiz. Sounds like
the
jizz.
one at Geno's, if I remember correctly, the bread was like a little thicker, and their whiz. I think I like the bread better at Geno's, and the whiz better at Pat's. And the steak, I remember, I think there's different. I just can't remember which one was which. If I remember correctly, maybe Pat's had it chopped up a little more, and the meat at Geno's was like more like a little flatter, but like bigger pieces.
Like a
But
steak.
I may be butchering that. It's been a while since I've been there.
Well, what I think is funny is that when I went, we messed up the orders, and so we were like opening up all of these sandwiches, and with our fingers we were like taking mushrooms from this one and putting it in this one, and taking a little bit of onions from this one and putting this one, and just kind of smearing things with our hands, and it was so messy. And then when we delivered these sandwiches, it was like a 2-hour drive, so they
Yeah.
weren't hot anymore, and people
Yeah, no, I
ate
would
them
put mine
like
in the
they've never
oven.
had food before. And I just thought it was so funny how excited people got over these subpar sandwiches.
Well, it was a
These
reason to.
manhandled, lukewarm sandwiches.
It was a reason to get a little stoned, in my opinion, with the boys. Play some video games, make it like a little holiday. Wait for the pledges. By the time they get back, my oven's preheated. Hey, pop it in there. Boom, crush that baby. I would get two, one for that night and one for the next day. And I would get one of each. And I was an easy one, just whiz-wit. So I was like, and basically I always made sure, because I had a lot of littles, because that was cool. Little brothers, as they say in the fraternity, as your big brother. And I would always make sure to tell my little, hey man, you grab my sandwich and make sure you fucking keep that shit safe. I don't want anyone opening up my sandwich, and I know what an open wrap look like, because they will not be wrapped as perfectly as they do it over there, motherfuckers.
Okay, so never have I ever spit in someone's sandwich.
Oh no, gross.
Some of the brothers were assholes. Yeah, I'm gonna spit in your food. You're gonna call me names? I don't like the name faggot. Just call me faggot.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And to be fair, I would have never sent you out for my order. Even if I didn't want it, even if there was no spit on it, I just wanted to be right.
I remember putting away dishes at someone's apartment, and they were so mean. And one of his roommates, I think like the night before, hit one of my pledge brothers over the head with a bottle in the woods. And I was just like, I can't believe I'm doing dishes for these assholes. And so I would, rinse them off, make them look nice. And then I would, if it was like a little tiny plate, I would pull my pants down and put my balls on them, or I would swipe it up my ass crack and then put it away.
I hope that was their dessert plates too. It's like, man, this is so good. Start licking the plate. Gotta get this dulce de leche off of this.
I was such a terror. It's like, you want to do me dirty? I'll one up you and do you real fucking
Yeah,
dirty.
you were definitely in a different time where they did really worse things to you guys too, though. So those people deserve it. Fuck them. Fuck them. And speaking of fuck them, this is actually a perfect transition because I have a little story
Oh yeah.
for you, Mr. Mo, that I think actually you'll be very interested to hear. You and your people, Polacks. But anyways, just kidding. Hit it! We got this new story for the one and only BBC.com. And this time, BBC is bringing on the story about BBCs. Because this one is talking about Grindr, baby. And Grindr is being sued for allegedly sharing personal information of its users, and Grindr being the world's biggest dating app for the LGBT community, including such people's information such as their HIV status, and they're sharing this with third parties. Apparently, according to the claim, in a high court in London, covert tracking technology was deployed and highly sensitive information was illegally shared with advertisers. Apparently, there are more than 650 claimants and thousands of UK users were affected. Grindr says it will respond vigorously to the claim, which, means bullshit.
Well, part of me feels like I'm torn on this one. Like you put it out there, you know what I mean? Like when on a dating site, I know that when I was on dating sites back in the day, I know that there's a chance that my picture and my hobbies and my statistics are gonna show up somewhere. You know what I mean? I know that
Yeah,
when
but
you put it online, it's nothing safe. I just assume that nothing's safe, you know?
they shouldn't sell your fucking STD status to a goddamn company. That's
Well,
ridiculous.
who would want that?
Like, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, do they want to make like triggered ads for you? So every time you answer, you open up the computer, it's like, got an itchy penis? Check out this herpes medication. It's like, what? No,
I love
that's
how
so
you say
weird.
penis.
Penis.
Penis. Got an itchy
You got an
penis?
itchy penis?
Chop it off.
Yeah, that's right. Check out the new Valtrex Extreme. It just cuts the problem right off. Ah! Ah! Step one, just hold down your son. No! Oh, man. Yeah, no, it's just, there's like no appropriate, or like, like they're just like telling each other just in case. Like, they're just weird. I don't know how I feel about this. They shouldn't be passing down this information, even if it's just HPV, because now you're gonna have such an awkward scrolling time on Instagram. You know what I mean? Of all your targeted data, is like STD shit.
What if we have HPV and we don't know it? Aren't guys carriers for HPV?
A lot of guys are,
Are we
but a lot of
born with it?
guys are not
Maybe
just
born with it. Maybe
carriers.
it's Maybelline.
Yeah, right. a lot of guys are not just carriers though. A lot of guys can actually show symptoms. Like you can get like warts and shit from
Ew.
from HPV. So you gotta watch out, guys. Your little schmeckles might get all prickly.
Ew. I call those road bumps. Okay, so speaking of Grindr, did I ever tell you that I got kicked off Grindr?
So you were selling people's information, huh?
I wasn't selling it. I was just looking at everything and trolling people.
Hey, Target,
So,
that guy has herpes. Get him.
okay, so a long time ago, no, not really, maybe like 3 years ago, I was in
It was last week.
Toronto. Oh, actually, I think the locals say Toronto. You don't pronounce the last T.
No, they say Toronto, eh?
Toronto, eh? Who
So
says
is
it
the
like
eh.
that?
I've heard someone say it like that.
Really? Well,
there's a Latino guy in Toronto, but he said it like that.
Oh my gosh, people kept calling me stupid American. I could just hear it. Like,
I mean,
I
yeah,
remember there was like these
I do it all the time.
it was around the holidays, and there's the carolers, and I was like, oh my god, look at these little pilgrims, and people were like, it's probably American. I was
Oh,
like, what? And then
oh,
but they were like Charles Dickens characters, you know, so not really like pilgrims. I got it confused. And then I threw trash away in what I thought was a trash can, but it was a mailbox, and someone yelled at me. I was like, oh, sorry. It looks like a trash can. But anyway,
oh my
that's
God.
irrelevant. My point is that Grinder, I really just used as entertainment, and I just made fun of people, and I was a total troll. I should have been kicked off, but someone would be like, "Hey, I want to come over." I'm like, "Oh yeah, you want to come over? Let me ask my mom if it's okay. We share a studio. Oh, by the way, my mom wants to know if you like bagel bites." Like I would just
Oh
do
my God,
dumb
that's
stuff
funny.
like that, and
That's funny.
but like one time this guy was like, "Hey, where's the party at?" And I was like, "In my pants, in my hotel room. I'm at this hotel." And then I fell asleep. And then he sent me all these messages like, "Hey, I'm in the lobby. Hey man, it's not cool." Uh, I didn't think he was actually gonna come over. Um,
Oh.
but he's
Well,
like,
you
"Hey
gave him your
man."
address. What the fuck you think?
I was wasted. I didn't know what I was doing. I would never give someone my room number. And then what else did I
Yeah,
do?
he could have been a serial killer. You never know.
Could have been, yeah. And then like people would be like, you know, how's it going? And I'm like, slowly. I have one leg. Is that going to be an issue? So I would just say dumb shit to people, and eventually I got blocked from Grinder. I can
Dude,
never go back on Grinder again.
there's actually a case. You just reminded me. Which means you might actually have saved your life. There's a case of this lady, this girl that was killed. Her name was Grace Mullane. And I
Grace
believe
Mullane, rest in peace, baby girl. What happened to her?
yeah, she was a British backpacker who was murdered by this guy. And literally, the footage shows them like going into her hotel room that night. And looked like they're about to hook up, the arm was around her and shit. And next thing you know, you see the footage of him coming out of the hotel without her. And he's got this really big
Smile.
suitcase.
I'm just kidding. It's a suitcase. Is she in the suitcase?
Dude, she was in the suitcase, and she had her in the the little wheel racks to like wheel them out. It was her in the bottom suitcase, and then a smaller suitcase on top to kind of like keep attention from it. And that's how he carried her out of the fucking hotel, dude, in a fucking suitcase. Which means like to fit this girl, you gotta like probably smash her bones and stuff. Like, ugh. So you never know. You never know. So watch out, people going to hotels with strangers.
I had a friend who was a little promiscuous back in the day, and I said to her that I was concerned, and she said, "My sex life's none of your business." And I said, "Well, that's true, but I don't want to have to identify your body at the morgue, and that's what scares me. So I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care what you do behind closed doors. It's none of my business. But I just really hope that you are screening them somehow, just to ensure that you're in a safe environment.
Totally, because you never know, man. That's fucked. And there's so many creeps, man. There's so many creeps. It's weird.
County Moore.
I would not want to be a girl right now. Like,
It's a scary world out there.
I know, man. Like, fuck that. If I was a girl, I would be like trained and everything. Just because I know, like, no one wants to rape me. Look at me.
Oh, don't say that, honey.
I mean, I'm sexy and all, but come on.
Don't say that. Of course they do.
Everybody wants to rape you. Come on. Thanks, dude.
I think so, listeners. We don't think that sexual assault is funny. We're just
No,
comedians. We make stupid jokes, and
that's
it's
right.
our job to make the ugly funny. So that's
That's
what we're
right.
doing.
That's
Um,
what we do.
I
Write that down.
I think there was some documentary about cats and Facebook. Don't fuck with cats.
Oh, you don't fuck with cats.
And
Yeah,
I
I
think
watched
the
that.
guy met someone on some app and then chopped his head off. Remember that?
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
Oh my
And he
gosh,
was
people are
started by
crazy.
fucking murdering cats, drowning them and shit.
You know what I think? I'm being 100% sincere with this.
Go on.
I think that the world prioritizes physical health, which is nice because before I went to school, I had to get physical and lots of shots and things. But I think
Mhm.
that entrance to school should also include a mandatory psychiatric evaluation. I think every child should get checked out from an emotional, mental standpoint. Do you know what I mean? To make
It's
sure
funny
that they
that
are okay up here, because there's a lot of kids that go undiagnosed, and that could showcase not just emotional disorders, but could also showcase if they have, or I guess it could reveal maybe a learning disability. Lots of
yeah,
things.
it's funny because they basically do that in private schools.
Oh,
You know,
really?
in those screenings when they watch your kid and shit, they're being watched to make sure that kid's not crazy and they can fit in with the others and shit. They don't tell the parents, hey, your kid's a fucking wacko, but they just don't let them into the school. But in public school, it's tougher because they gotta let everybody in. But I still think they should do it because then, you can have specialized classes and shit. However, they don't give public schools the money to do that shit. That's the problem. They're already underfunded and understaffed. But if they did, which would be good, then you could have, a little help. Specialized teachers and shit that know how to deal with this stuff, and because there's things that lead to learning disabilities as well. So, uh, you know, it's unfortunate situation. Most public school systems are so damn underfunded, and they're always the first ones to get cut too. So we beat we went to public school. We know how it's like.
Yeah. That's why I'm so smart.
All the history books fucking had like all the shit crossed off and new history written into it by some other asshole. You never knew what the fuck was right.
Let me tell you, I would go to like a used bookstore in college, and I would find the books that were already highlighted and just pray to God that they did a good job highlighting. And I would just focus on the highlighted portions.
I mean, that's smart. That's definitely smart. I opted to buy used books as well because I was poor, and they mostly would come highlighted as well. So I would pay attention to those things. However, I also would get a book where it was like somebody doodling like Joey loves Jenna, like 11603 to 11604 when they break up. It's like,
Mhm.
there's always some jackass, but books were cheaper when you have penises drawn on them. It's just the rule.
I
It's
still
just
draw
the rule.
penises on things. Sometimes I'll draw a dick on like a cocktail napkin, and I'll fold it up and put it in a stranger's hood. So then when you put the hood up, it's raining dicks.
You should put a dick and a phone number in it next time, just
I
to
should.
get someone in trouble.
I memorized some of the fraternity brothers' phone numbers when I moved to Chicago,
Oh, really?
and I would give them those numbers. I give
Hmm.
strangers those numbers.
I have my mom's number, my brother's number, obviously Julie's, and my college girlfriend's number in my head. And that's it.
Oh, I'm glad you still have that saved in a
And it's
special
weird I
place.
have it, but it's because one time when we were still dating, obviously, I was taking the train. She lived in Long Island. I lived in Maryland. So I was taking the bus up to New York, and then you got to take the fucking train over to Long Island, and my phone died. And right before it died, this lady in the train sees that I'm kind of concerned. It was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I tell her my whole spiel. I was like, "Well, you can call your girlfriend from my phone if you want." And I was like, "Yes, thank you so much." And then I pull out my phone, and I'm about to call her. My phone shuts off, and I didn't know her number. And she is like, "Wait, you don't have your girlfriend's number memorized?" Like, that's pretty bad. And then it like made me like think about it. And then I was like, fuck, she's right. A, but B, like now I'm screwed. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do. So it was one of those situations where back in the day, you guys, it wasn't like the iPhones where when an iPhone's dead, it's fucking dead. Like when the old battery phones would die, you could maybe shut it on real quick and then like turn it on real quick and see something for like 3 to 5 seconds and then shut off again. And so basically I turned on, I hit send, which is my last call, and it was her number, and I like saw it and I started saying it over and 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 over. And so then I got this lady's phone and I'm like saying it in my head, and I type it in and I call her. But after that, I made it a point to like memorize that fucking number because I was still. This was like maybe the first or second time I visited our relationship, and then we went out for 2 years after that. So I made sure I needed that number because my phone was a piece of shit. So to this day, that number is engraved in my head because of that incident. But that's it. I don't. If my phone died tomorrow, I don't know who. I would never be in touch with anybody again. Like back in the day, I used to have everybody's phone numbers memorized. Like in the 90s.
Of course, my grandma, my best friend, and then I memorized my old boss's phone number because I got arrested a couple times in one summer. So I was like,
there you
I
go.
should know that.
See, emergency situations. Emergency situations lead to memorization, and that's why. But yeah, no, back in for us 90s kids, you either have to have like a little notebook with everybody's number written in it you can pull out, or a little cheat sheet, or memorize that shit. And I made sure to memorize. But now it's like those numbers obviously are long gone. So I have 4 people.
You ever had to call out of work because you were in jail? I have.
Never.
Times.
I've been handcuffed.
The good old days.
They never took me in. They'll never take me alive, son. Is it me or does buying a sex pill at a gas station feel super awkward? You're like walking around and you don't know what to get. The guy's definitely looking at you, judging you with every step. It's super weird. Plus, then we got to talk efficacy. Does it really work? Because my buddy once bought a condom from a gas station, and now he has 3 kids, so you tell me. So it's good to know that Joymoid is not only backed by its users, it's backed by science, people, which goes to show that science can be sexy sometimes. Now, let me ask you something. Whether you're happy or unhappy with your performance in the bedroom, why not perform even better? Usain Bolt was the fastest man in the world, and he still wanted to run faster. So why not be an Olympic gold medalist in the bedroom, fellas? Because that's where Joymoid comes in. Joymoid's sexual performance booster is like a pre-workout, but for sex. It's designed to support erection quality, firmness, and sex drives. And it contains clinically supported doses of ingredients like arginine nitrate, L-citrulline, Panax ginseng, and vitamin C, which is going to make your boy down below stronger than ever. Oh, yeah. Not only is this the only supplement you'll need in the bedroom, it also supports blood vessel support, cardiovascular and heart health, athletic performance, blood pressure, and general erection function. Plus, here are the game changers. All ingredients have been assessed in peer-reviewed journals, and all ingredients have been studied and researched in humans, so you know it works. And I don't know about you guys, but I'll never go back to over-the-counter drugs after trying Joymoid. And psst, it's small enough to fit in your wallet and take it with you on the go. It's the perfect travel companion. And it's a powder, so you don't need to worry about it getting crushed in there. So all you got to do, fellas, is just go to usejoymode.com and get 20% off with the promo code FRATCHAT at checkout. That's 20% off and free shipping with promo code FRATCHAT at usejoymode.com. Great sex solved naturally. Oh, yeah. But anyways, it's time to get to it. Because this week, we have a topic that some might say you're a bit of an expert.
I am an expert.
So, it's pretty good stuff. This week, we're going to take this trip back to the land of celebrities, the land of the beautiful, until they go a little too far with certain treatments. Because this week, we're going to talk about celebrities that had just a little bit too much plastic surgery, too much work on their faces. This week, we're going botched, baby. Celebrity plastic surgery gone wrong. Brought to you by Simo's Face. Oh, yeah. That's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun episode. And note, like Simo said earlier, we're comedians. Our job is to be funny. It's what we do. If we include a particular celeb in this list, doesn't mean we hate them. In fact, we like a lot of these celebs. But this topic might offend some of you. And for those, we have to say, nerds!
Well, can we start off by talking about all the work that I've gotten done?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so here we go. My lips are enhanced.
Whoa.
My nose has been changed. So I've gotten a nose job. My lips are fairly new. I had my face broken and reset in 8 places from reconstructive surgery, but during the surgery, I opted for fake cheekbones and for my chin to be augmented. I've also am no stranger to Botox, and I've had my butthole bleached.
Yeah, I know. He asked me to do it. I was like, dude, get that butthole away from me.
I was like, pour it on.
It burns.
It burns.
You're supposed to wipe before we do this, dude. Ew.
So that's that.
That is that. And so we're going to give you our favorite 10 celebs that maybe went a little too far with the work. However, I do have an honorable mention.
Yes.
That's one that I have to say, back in high school, I believe. Yeah, it was in high school. This guy was blowing up with his stand-up, and he was one of the guys that really got me to pay attention to stand-up again in high school. Like, where I just thought, man, he's so funny, the way he says things, his Kool-Aid Man bit. To this day, I think is legendary. And I'm talking about Dane Cook. Now, obviously, he's aged.
So handsome to me.
Yeah, he was. Thing is, because he was like an all around everyday guy type look, but he was like good looking as shit, great hair, little stubble and shit. And obviously, since then it's been since 2004. It's been exactly 20 years. So people age. But if you look at him, he looks like a man that changed quite a bit.
Looks very surprised.
Yeah, he was. And the thing why I didn't include him in this list, because he looks like he's had more work done than my number 5 on the list, I'll get to in a bit. But he denies that he's had any work done.
No.
Yes.
Dane.
And now this is in 2018, so it's been a few years. Maybe he'll come out with it. But he says that his look is due to his lifestyle change, focusing on being physically fit and drinking lots of water.
Wait a second. I don't think that's true. I gotta call Mulligan. He doesn't look like.
If that's what it looks like to work out and drink water, then sign me out. I'm gonna go get a Pepsi.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's why
gonna
I'm glad I'm
cancel my
drinking a
gym membership
frappuccino.
now. Ooh, woof. Ooh, yikes.
Yeah, like come on. The thing is, like, I mean, clearly he admits to doing Botox, which you can clearly see in the forehead, but like he definitely got like a facelift or something. There's definitely something totally drastically different about him that is not just like your traditional aging. So I don't know, Dane. Even the way, like, I know he gets his eyebrows plucked and shit, but even the way they're shaped, it just looks like he got like a, like when they do like the the facelifts. So that's just me. Yeah,
I
and
think his forehead's gotten bigger.
yeah, but I mean, his hairline has definitely gone up, so that's totally makes sense because you'll see more forehead there. But yeah, there's no way you can look at those two guys and be like, that is the same guy without work. Like, I'm sorry, dude. There's no way at all. Like the shape is different. Everything about it looks different. It's not just aging. And he had like a very natural looking face. So I don't know. I think
His cheekbones look like they've had some injections, some
totally.
like fat injectables of some sort.
Yes, that's definitely in there. There's definitely something done. And my thing is like, dude, you're in Hollywood. Like, you can fucking tell people you got surgery. Just come out in the open because it doesn't. There's no way you're gonna tell me that's just water and working out. So come on, bruh.
If I was
You're a
his plastic
comedian. Make a
surgeon,
bit out of it.
if
What's
I was
that?
his plastic surgeon, I'd be
Yeah.
like, fuck, goddamn HIPAA laws, because HIPAA laws are privacy laws. So you're not allowed to talk about your
Yeah.
patients. But I'd be like, damn it, like
Just cost me
just
clients.
just give them my card. Just tell them I did it. You know what I mean? But you can't talk about it. But it
Because I
would be
mean, at
good
least he is
if
in
he
his
was honest
50s,
about
and
it. It would be good networking for his doctor. You know?
totally, and he is in his 50s, and he has no wrinkles, so that's good. So but it's just like clear that like, dude, like you got something done. so so I think it'd be but whatever. It's like, who, if he's happy, who gives a shit? It is what it is. At least while he does look drastically different, it's not like some of the people we'll see on this list where they're just way past the point of no return. I think maybe if he took it easy on a little bit of the Botox and let himself age a little bit, he'd actually look better. Uh, and grow back a little stubble because it works for him.
Yeah, he needs to stubble. It might be gray though. That's probably why he doesn't grow it.
Yeah, but who cares? I got a little gray on my thing right here. Yeah, it's cool. It's defining, brother. You
I
gotta
have a
do
lot
it.
of gray on the side of my head. That's why I shave the sides of my head because there's so much gray.
Oh, really?
Anywho, should we get to the list?
Let's get to the list, and I think you should get us started.
I'm going to start with the one and only original, well, self-proclaimed original supermodel, Janice Dickinson, who was
Oh,
a total bombshell and now looks so scary. I can't even look at her. Ooh.
ooh,
Her eyebrows are like diagonal lines.
yeah.
So
Ugh,
creepy.
too much. Too much. The thing is, like, with her, also, like, she had the complexion that where she would have aged fine. She didn't need it. But it was, I mean, I do understand that the standards in Hollywood were and are incredibly tough for a beautiful woman like her. And there's probably like someone telling her, "Oh, you got to do this. You got to compete. You got to keep up. You want to they're gonna forget about you if you get old." But I really
Mhm.
truly think that if she just like took care of her hair and that's it, make sure not to go like fully gray or whatever, and just let herself be, and maybe just stuck with a little bit of Botox, she would have aged fine. Because she's like skinny, she's very lean. You know what I mean? So there wasn't going to be a lot of sagging there, in my opinion.
Well, let's talk about what she's had done. She's had many boob jobs. Now, here's the thing that I don't think a lot of people understand, and that is when you have silicone breast implants, they have a shelf life of like 10, 15 years. So you have to get them
Yeah.
replaced. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people are like, I can't believe that I've had so many um, boob jobs. Well, They should have told you that from day one, you know,
Totally.
because they can leak
Totally.
and they can be poisonous, you know. But
Mhm.
anyhow, she had multiple boob jobs, which makes sense. Most people don't have just one if they're silicone. And then she's had tummy tucks, liposuction, facelifts, multiple, and lots and lots of Botox. And judging by her forehead, she's had too much. Um, ooh,
Yeah.
it's just a shame because she was so pretty.
Dude, getting a facelift would be so scary for me. They literally like peel your face off and raise it. It's like the movie Face Off, which they're making a sequel to, by the way, and I can't
Oh,
wait.
really?
Yeah, but they just announced it. And both John Travolta and Nicolas Cage are gonna be in it, so I'm
Hmm.
excited. I'm
Is John
excited.
Travolta gonna bring his masseuse? Get it, 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 get it.
I believe the casting's out for it right now, so you can
I'll be
you
his
can make
masseuse.
millions.
I'll get a
Oh
nice little
Lord!
rub
But
down.
yeah, like they pull their faces off, and then they, like stretch it out better over your face. So it's like, hello, it's me, Janice. I
You
don't
know,
know why her voice
before
changed.
Caitlyn Jenner had her transformation, she had a facelift, and
Oh, it looks so bad.
people had a lot to say about it because it looked so tight. But I will say that whoever did Caitlyn Jenner's work did a great job. 'Cause I think she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah, it definitely did better. She looks like the lady from Law and Order.
Oh, I
You
know who
know,
you mean. She's been on that show forever. Mariska
yep,
or something, or
yep, Mariska, yeah, Mariska Hargitay,
yeah.
Olivia
You know
Benson.
what? She was almost Elaine in Seinfeld. She auditioned for that.
What?
I can't
Wow.
imagine her as Elaine.
No, 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 no.
Julia Louise
No.
Dreyfus is like
She's just too
brilliant.
iconic. I can't. Yeah, Elaine was perfect at Elaine, and I can't imagine anybody else doing that cast at all. So
Well, who's first on your list?
first on my list is the only one on this list that I want to even almost mark as an asterisk, because it's the only one that I think actually came out looking pretty good after surgery. But in my opinion, they just didn't need it to begin with. And I'm talking about Jennifer Grey,
Mm-hmm.
who everybody says, you never put baby in the corner. Dirty Dancing, baby. And she got rid of her iconic nose at some point. And the thing is, like I said, she actually, if you look at her, and even like plastic surgeons agree that she actually probably looks better and she looks beautiful. She looked gorgeous with her nose. Like her iconic nose was like uh what's her Julia Roberts' lips. It was iconic. People knew it. People just knew that it
Yeah.
was her.
Barbara Streisand's nose.
Barbara Streisand, but Barbara Streisand's nose is a little bigger, in my opinion,
Yeah.
and it really did take a lot of her face. Versus Jennifer Grey's, I don't know, it just looks sexy, and it made her look like a totally different person once she got it smaller, and she was like unrecognizable, and that kind of took a lot of her career opportunities away because a lot of people had crushes on Baby, and like she could have gone a lot of places with that look, and then she just became like everybody else type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that she's really the only one that totally didn't need it at all. And while she came out looking good, it's like that's the asterisk. I just really missed the nose. I think she would have been beautiful regardless. And that's Jennifer Grey. I missed the nose.
I think that I'm looking at two different people.
Totally.
The nose is
Totally.
like the foundation of the face, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Do I look that different? I think mine looks similar. It's only when I turn to the side that people are like, "Oh, I see a little bit of a lift," but my nose goes up a little bit now. It used to go down.
Yeah, but yours isn't so drastic. So that was like you at least it looked like the same person.
You know
Maybe
what?
just
I should
someone would
put
have seen
before.
you in a while and like, huh, what did
I
you
should
look
put a
like
before and after picture.
Yeah,
Maybe if the
you
listeners
should.
want it, whatever they want.
Totally.
Okay, next on my lists, I have the very talented Little Kim. And Lil Kim, I used to think was so sexy, so hot. And there was all these rumors that she was sucking on Puff Daddy and vomited it up semen on stage. Remember that rumor?
Ugh. No, she blew Puff Daddy and puked her. What?
You ever hear that before? Like
No.
in middle school, you used to talk about that. But I remember she was so hot to me, and she had this garment, this outfit at like the MTV
Mm-hmm.
Video Music Awards or something. I forget what award show it was, but she had a pasty. So she had an entire
I
tit
remember
out
that.
with a pasty. I
I
thought,
remember that.
what a sexy tit you got there. Um, she got her face done, and I think the nose is what makes me the most uncomfortable. But she got a lot of work done, and it's a shame because she's so beautiful. And I also feel like, black don't crack. Like white
Mm-hmm.
people sometimes, we age a little bit faster, unfortunately, and I can justify that.
A
But
little
like
bit. Good
she,
Lord.
yeah, I know, but
Y'all
she was
turned
just
to
so
the Crypt
beautiful. I
Keeper.
thought, why would you mess with a beautiful
Hello.
canvas?
I, I know. And the thing is, because she also like clearly like lightened herself up a bit.
Hmm.
And with the work that she did, like you said, the nose especially, she made it so thin that now if she ever puts on any weight, it doesn't look natural, and her cheeks look thicker as a result.
Uh-huh.
Like your nose has to be able to gain weight with your face too. Like she would look pretty, even if she was a little rounder. But she has this really skinny nose that then emphasizes everything else. You know what I mean? So, like you said, black don't crack. I have yet to see a single black person that naturally just needs surgery to stay from cracking. They cool.
Hmm.
It's like Spanish people. We age well. It's the whites that need it.
Yeah, the whites need the surgeries the most.
We should probably not call them the whites, but white people, we love you.
You can call us crackers. I've heard that before.
That's
Gringo,
right. And
saltine.
Uncle Cracker was pretty good act back in his day. So it's cool. Y'all can
Hmm.
be crackers again.
Oh, little
Yeah, Lil
Kim.
Kim did
So
not need it.
beautiful, but ooh, that nose. It's like
Yeah,
a Michael
because now
Jackson
she looks
nose.
like a plastic doll.
Yeah.
It looks like it looks like a fake person. Like it looks like the wax museum. Yeah. When you go and like see the celebrities at the wax museum, and they're like, yeah, I guess that kind of looks like her. It looks like that. So it's like, Kimmy, you didn't need it. And I mean, it's not like it's like with fillers at least and Botox, you can get that stuff. With Botox, you got to wait it out, but at least it goes away. With fillers, you got to get it dissolved and shit. But you can get rid of it. But the nose, it's done. So it's like, what are you gonna do? Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't do anything more, Lil Kim. Just let it be. You didn't need it, baby. Anyhow, up next on
Anywho.
my list is going to be one that actually we spoke about at length recently in our celebrity wardrobe malfunctions episode earlier this season. And it's the one and only Tara Reid. And here's the thing, she was on top of the world. She
Oh
was,
yeah.
especially in the 90s, she was like one of the hottest it girls in Hollywood. However, something that we recently spoke about, which is where she, was in the episode for wardrobe malfunctions,
Ooh, it
was
like
her
wrecked
infamous
her.
nip slip in
Hmm.
2007, where thousands of paparazzi took pictures of her boobie after it popped out. And again, we spoke at length about this boobie popping out, so check it out in the archives earlier this season. And that nip slip lets you something out into the light, which was the unusual shape of her nips, of the areolas, revealing that they were large and square instead of round. And and this is a quote. I didn't get a quote with this, but apparently the public thought that she had the ugliest breasts in the world.
Oh God.
This is what they were talking about back
Girl.
then. This is pretty fucked, right?
Aw.
And she confirmed that she wanted to level out her uneven breasts, but the work done was unappealing. And then eventually, she ended up talking about how she got botched breast augmentation and a liposuction that left ripples in her stomach. Now, after the failed surgery, she opted for stomach liposuction and donut mastopexy for damage control, but she unfortunately failed to balance out the earlier work done for her. After her ordeal, she vowed not to go under the knife again unless absolutely necessary. But that's the risk that unfortunately you take when you get work done. Is that it can get fucked up, and once you fuck it up, it's like this old saying I heard where if you have a straight piece of paper and then you crumple it up and then you try to straighten again, no matter what you do, it'll never be 100% straight again. And that's deep. Right then now.
That is deep. You know what else is deep? Those divots in her gut. God damn, that liposuction is bad. Ooh, girl.
Yeah,
Oh
they fucked her
man.
up, man. That sucks. Especially because her body was so beautiful. Like, who fucking cared that one of her boobies was a little bigger than the other? That's like how it is. It's normal. For guys, it's our balls. One is bigger than the other usually.
Oh yeah, my left is a low hanger for sure.
Yeah, that's what I call Semo Cyclops. Just boom, boom, boom. It just happens. You gotta live on with it. Like she was one legit one of the hottest people on earth.
Yeah,
And then she just decided to fuck it up for symmetry purposes. I don't know. She didn't need it. I feel like that's the common theme for everybody on this list. Where I keep saying she didn't need it. They just fucked with perfection and then they fucked it up so far. Let's see what happens as we move on through the list, because I do know some of these get real rough.
Well,
and Terry's still very pretty. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like she just was like one of the top 3 women on earth, I think, back then, and was so natural and like the girl next door type look, where I just think she would have aged beautifully regardless.
And she dated Carson Daly.
Oh God, Carson, when he was the man.
She could have done better.
I mean, apparently, I wonder if the rumors are true. He hooked up with both Britney and Christina Aguilera, according to Eminem.
Really? Ew,
Yeah,
how?
Back in the day. I don't know. He was cool.
I remember he used to wear these cut off t-shirts at spring break, and I think to myself, you have no muscle definition. That's so embarrassing. Put some long sleeves and a turtleneck on, sir. Anyway, my next one is the very beautiful Lisa Rinna, but her lip augmentation really took over her face, and she was one of the most beautiful women on TV. She was able to bag Harry Hamlin, who's a huge Hollywood star, and she got lip implants. She got silicone implants, not just injections, but they were implants, and took her lips from a normal looking pair of lips to huge balloons. And I don't think that you can say or even think of the name Lisa Rinna without immediately thinking lips. And I think that's bad. You want plastic surgery to enhance your already good looks,
Right.
it should be an upgrade. This is not an upgrade. This is a downgrade. Ooh,
And
girl.
bro, actually getting silicone put in, that means I have to cut open her fucking lips, stuff that in there, stitch it, and then it had to heal, and and like it probably would be like pussing and shit, and I'm sure that couldn't have felt good.
Whoever doctor did it, you should go to jail. The doctor was probably like, here's an ice pack, and just in case, here's a paper bag. You're
Yeah,
welcome. That is just a
yeah,
mess.
yeah. That gets done of the week, dude.
Dum dum dum.
That is
Wow,
rough.
wow, wow, wow.
Ooh. Yeah,
Ooh, girl.
that would hurt
Just
so
saying, she
fucking
was so
bad,
sexy.
dude. Yeah, and again, for what? Like, I know DSLs became a thing, but it's like
Digital service line to our listeners. Digital service line.
that's right.
Dick sucking lips.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong dick sucking lips.
We're gonna be that type of show now. Dick sucking lips of the week. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. I know those are in, but like, you don't need to fucking have these pillows. Like I don't know if you've been watching. There's a new Lisa Vanderpump show out.
I have been watching it. Are you watching it?
I'm watching it Monday nights on the Hulu. And there's that blonde girl who's got
Hannah.
Yes, Hannah. Those lips are massive. And then the thing is, like, she's actually very beautiful. Like, she's hot. But like, I'm like, dude, those things look unnatural on you. Like, every time she comes onto the screen, all I can see is the lips. Like,
They're so obnoxious. And if let's say they're injections and they fade over time, her lip skin is so stretched out, she's fucked forever.
Yeah, it's gonna droop. It's like when you're a big guy, you get a little chunky wonky, you leave it for years and you lose weight, you're gonna have some dead skin hanging there. And you gotta do like a tummy tuck, I guess. I don't know what the fuck you do. But it's the same thing with the lips. And then you're just gonna be like dangling there. And the thing is, she's like in her like early 20s. So it's like way too young to be like doing this shit to yourself. And then because you don't need to have, if you need to have routine maintenance surgery by the time you're 30, that's like too much. You know what I mean? Like what?
Man, she is a messy bitch. She is drama. And who's her boyfriend? Starts with an M.
Marcelo or something
Marcelo.
Like that. Marciano. I heard Julie out there. Like, Marciano, get it right.
Marciano, you are a hot mess too. You guys both deserve each other. Crazy.
Yeah, they do.
Yikes.
They do. So that's been our new addition to our trash TV schedule
on Hulu.
On Hulu. And what is the name of the show again? I guess we should fucking plug it.
Villa something.
Yeah, Vanderpump Villa, I think it is. Vanderpump Villa. Yep, Vanderpump Villa.
I'm enjoying
Mondays on Hulu. So now I have that. And on Tuesdays we have Vanderpump Rules and The Valley with the OGs. And then Thursday we have Jersey Shores. And I have 3 days a week of trash TV.
That girl Kristen got thick.
Yeah, she got thick. She got a little thick.
Ooh, she a healthy girl. she a healthy girl.
That's a callback. That's a callback.
I think Lisa Vanderpump's face is getting a little to me.
Yeah,
she's got a lot of work done. A lot of Botox. Her face doesn't really move naturally.
Yeah, she just needs to just let herself age at this point. Because
she
also,
could
like,
be 80 years old. Who knows? I don't know how old she is. She could be up there. Let me see. Let me Google.
Let's see.
Lisa
63.
Vanderpump. She's how old is she? 63?
63.
Okay.
And her body still looks great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I just think like she's starting to show that it's getting a lot of work done in the face, especially because every show that she has and every new season, she surrounds herself with people who are still 21 and 22. And so it's like, yeah, the OGs and Vanderpump are now like in their 40s. So then you put her next to each other and it's not that different. But then you put her next to these people in Vanderpump Villa who are fucking 21, and now you start seeing the difference. You know what I mean? So it doesn't help to be surrounded by 22-year-olds, which is how she makes her bacon to the end of the day. Like, she makes these show about sexy people and their troubles, and then she's just right in the middle of it. So I don't know. It's gonna be a thing.
Do you know who I
You
thought
have her-
about putting on the list and I didn't? Joan
wow.
Rivers. Because
I know,
think
me
that she
too.
looks better with the surgeries. 'Cause I saw an original photo of her before, and it looked like a man in a wig. It looked like an amateur drag queen. Poor thing had horse face out the wazoo, but I think she looked a lot better with the surgeries.
Mm, that's fair. I like. I almost included her too, but I was like, I don't know. Something just told me leave her out of it. I already had Michael Jackson in there. He'll be my
Yeah.
dead one on the list, and we'll get there later.
What are you
But,
eating?
I'm finishing my frappuccino, so I'm sorry, you guys. It sounds like I'm swallowing a load.
Your face looks like you just swallowed a load.
There was like a
Lick your
camel's rope,
lips,
and I
you
was like,
slut.
oh.
Okay, so who's next? I think you're next. I just did Lisa Rinna.
Yes, you did. Just sorry, I just sit there like an idiot. Up next is one of the few to admit to having plastic surgery on this list. The rest keep denying it for some reason. But this guy was a total honk back in the 90s. In fact, my mom I guarantee you, I know for a fact she had a big crush on this actor. And it's Mickey Rourke, who was a leading man in Hollywood. And then he decided, I'm going to become a boxer for a little bit. And he went in there, and to be fair, he was pretty good, but he took a lot of punches to the face.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the fact, he decided to fix his boxing injuries in the 90s. And he says so himself that he went to the wrong guy, quote unquote, to fix those injuries. Which, boy, you can say that again. Because the guy fucked him up. And
I think he's
mean,
had
it
surgery
looks like
since, right?
totally.
To fix those surgeries.
Totally. He's had a bunch of surgeries since. And I will say sometimes he'll look better than others. Like in the movies, what is that? The ones with Sylvester Stallone. Hold on.
Recent?
Yes.
Apollo
With Jason
Creed?
Statham.
Oh.
No, not the Expendables, for example.
Expendables.
He's in that, and he looks pretty cool. You got the long hair and shit. Maybe the work doesn't look so bad. But when you compare those faces in the pictures from what he used to look like, it's a totally different cat as well. And one thing that I never noticed, which I read specifically for Mickey Rourke, which you can tell that he got a facelift, is because they say one of the signs of a bad facelift is actually the ear. What the fuck is this little thing called right here? The little
earlobe?
The earlobe. You notice in the picture, in the original one, he has like a rounded earlobe that's separate. But then in the older one, you see that the earlobe is actually attached to his face.
Yeah.
And that, they say, is the sign of a bad facelift, because then, they have to attach the fucking thing back to the thing. So, he definitely went to the wrong guy. You can definitely, we can agree to that, Mr.
I think
Rourke.
I was looking at Mickey Rourke, and I was trying to figure out what all he's done. Obviously, a facelift. I would say probably an eyelid lift. And I think he's had hair transplants.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say.
Which
He hasn't.
I
I don't
support.
think he's admitted
If you missed your hair, go get some hair. Go for it. Why not?
Yeah, I agree. And especially if you're doing it in a way where, like, like with him, like he had hair and he never let it go fully bald. He just got the treatments. Like, I'm watching My Wife and Kids with Keenan Ivory Wayans, I believe, is the Wayans brother in it. But yesterday he had an episode.
Damon. I think it's
Yeah, it was
Damon
Damon
Wayans.
Wayans. Keenan's the older.
Oh, what a funny family, right?
They're all so goddamn funny. But he has an episode in season 2 where he gets a toupee because he's going through like a midlife crisis. And he like so stupid, which is the purpose of the thing, you know. But like if you go from bald to all of a sudden having a full head of hair, we're gonna have some questions. But if you just like get it done when you start thinning out, more power to you, dude. Just it's maintenance, so I don't really care. But like, he definitely he says he only has had 6 surgeries. He said having a broken nose twice while boxing, which needed 5 surgeries, and then his 6th surgery was for a damaged cheekbones.
Well,
I mean, I guess I could
always
see it,
my
especially if it
doctor,
was
Dr.
botched.
Coletti. Thank you for my cheekbones. Well, I can't remember the guy's name, but there is a procedure that some people do. They get like hair tattooed on their head, like tiny little dots
Yeah.
to make it look like you just bust your head. And there's
Yeah.
this gay porn star whose head, I think I don't know if it's just faded over time or the black ink looks blue, but it looks like he has like blue smear on his head. It looks so bad.
I think it's called scalp micropigmentation. Is that what it is?
Man, that's gotta be a really painful procedure. It's gonna be a long procedure. Can you imagine being the artist doing that? Like, so boring.
Yeah, fuck that.
Well,
Especially just so
anywho.
you can look like a young Channing Tatum before he was like a star. You look like like a 90s like wannabe like rock rapper type thing with that hair. Like it doesn't look great. You might as well just stay bald, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck
Agreed.
is that? It just looks weird. I don't know.
So next on my list, you mentioned what's the guy's name? Stallone.
Yes, Sly.
What's his first name?
Sylvester
Stallone. Now he's had some work done. He had a facelift and a neck lift, and I think he looks okay. But his mother, his mother, Jackie Stallone, god damn, what a scary looking bitch. Now she used to be like a pretty well-known astrologist, but if I walked in someone's studio and they look like that, I'm running out the door. She looks like she would say, Adrian! She looks like she got beat up. Doesn't she?
She looks like she looks like she's there to warn you about something really bad coming. Like, run! Voldemort is back, run! She definitely looks like she talks like that.
She looks
hello,
like
sweetie, hurry up. We gotta make this quick. I got a 12:30 appointment.
I need another cigarette.
That's right. Sylvester, get me a cigarette. Yo, Ma, come on. You got to cut it down with the smoking. Sylvester, I didn't come you to question me. Give me a cigarette.
Ooh, I can't even look at her. She's so scary to me.
Well, she did pass away in 2020, so R.I.P. Yeah, I think we can all agree that she took that a bit too far. Because it's kind of like what I was talking about with Lil' Kim, and like the stuff that she did got in the way of her actual aging. So like as you age, you like gain weight and shit, and like the skin around the surgeries will age like it's supposed to, but then you're stuck with these like fake pieces of skin that will not change, and so then you fucking morph into a goddamn dinosaur. Like it's scary. Like at that point, just let yourself age or get a whole new face. I don't know what to tell you. It's like, but what she did is just not. And no, she probably started getting work done back in the day before it was like, good. Like I feel like people got like nose jobs in the early 90s got fucked over. You know what I mean? Like before the nose jobs got real good. They all got those like little pointy noses. You know, it's
Dude,
like
my
you gotta
nose,
wait.
I can't breathe out of it. I like the way it looks, but damn, it doesn't work anymore. They fucked me up. I sound even more nasally. I thought that after my nose job, I was gonna sound like this. I really thought
Oh
that.
yeah.
I really thought that I was gonna get my nose fixed, and then I would come out of surgery and be like, "Hey, I'm Chris." But instead, I was like, "Oh, it hurts." Anyway, who's next on your
Can
list?
I do that?
Can I do that?
Anyways, now we're gonna move on to a guy that you all know. He's one of my favorite artists of all time.
Van Gogh.
That's right. First try too. Not but this guy. If you look at pictures of him in his 40s versus his 20s, and you would be hard to find that it's the same guy. Because I'm talking about Michael Jackson. Hey, yo, that's ignorant. I didn't get anything in my face. You look
Ignorant.
exactly the same way that I always had ever since I was a child. Michael, you were born black and you look white. No, you're ignorant. You're just colorblind. I can't see any color because it don't matter if you're black or white. Come on now.
He looked so good in the black and white music video. He should
Yeah.
have stopped there. He looked
I
so
was gonna say the
handsome.
same thing because, for example, like the skin stuff, everybody knows. For if you don't know, he had vitiligo, and he had a really bad case of it, and you can actually attest to it because some asshole from the paparazzi snuck into the morgue where Michael Jackson's body was and took a picture and fucking published it, and you see his corpse there. You can see that the skin, you know, how a lot of it is still black, but you know, when he first got it and it was like little patches of white, it was easier for them to just put it all, you know, his brown color. But as it got worse and worse, it just became easier to just make him white all around.
Is that why he wore the glove?
The glove, yes, was part of that because with vitiligo, your fingernails, a lot of the time, you can still see like the original pigmentation. So it looks weird. And also remember he had the Pepsi incident where he was lit on fire filming a music video for Pepsi. So that fucked up a lot
Beautiful
of
light
his
display,
scalp.
I must say.
Yeah. And it ruined like a lot of his scalp growth.
So I think he wore wigs for the rest of his life.
He had to wear, you know, little pieces and wigs and shit like that. So he did need to get some stuff. But in the 90s, when that music video came out, which is when the Dangerous CD came out. So, you know, songs like Remember the Time, Dangerous, Black or White, wearing that.
Wasn't that in Remember the Time at the end?
At the end.
Do you remember, girl? On the phone.
Do you remember, girl? On the floor, you and me. Did 3. What about us, girl? Do ya? In the park.
What a great music video. It had
so good,
Johnson, Iman was in it.
So good.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
that was like, man,
was
music videos used to be so good back in the day.
Yeah, and he's one of the people that really make music videos mean anything too. I have to say. He spent so much money on his music videos to make them look like movies that they were fucking like national events. Like when Thriller came out, it was like everybody was watching Thriller, you know? So he was the man. But we can all agree that he went a little too far with the surgeries, like especially the nose, dude. Like it's like that thing. Apparently, it's true that he basically, like his nose, he had so much work done that it whittled away that he basically had like a piece that he connected, and that's what we saw. It was like a little piece that would attach, like the pointy side of the nose, and it was totally gone. So he'd attach it, and they would do makeup, and then he would go on about his day. But he totally like lost his nose bone.
They attached it with like what, magnets?
I don't know. Maybe like glue. I really don't know. And no, towards the end of his life, he wasn't really going out that much anymore. He was kind of a
Can you
recluse.
imagine drinking a cappuccino and your nose falling off in the glass?
Oh God, yeah,
Can you imagine? Like your
yeah,
nose just falls off. Ooh,
totally. And he also got that little chin dimple. You can see that the
looks like a
chimple.
butt. It's got a
Yeah,
butt for a chin. I don't mind
yeah.
a butt chin.
So it was just like, dude. To be honest, like he's one like we could talk about like Sylvester Stallone's mom, like everybody else aging. I don't know how his face would have continued to age if he would have lived to like be 80 or 90 with all that work done. Like it would have been really scary to see what he might have looked like then,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy. Because I don't, he had so much work. It was just too much. I don't know how he would have held up, to be honest. Maybe by then technology would have been so good that they can just like 3D print a nose and boop, put it right back in. Who knows? But I don't know, man. Uh, ugh, I feel bad because he was like my fucking idol, but the surgeries were just too bad. Good
Ooh,
lord.
what a scary looking diddler. So
Allegedly,
let me ask you,
he's never
who's
proven in
scarier
court.
looking?
Okay.
Michael Jackson or Donatella Versace? Woof.
Oh no. Yeah, and that's
Can you imagine back in the day, she was inspiration for a lot of these um Versace creations because she used to be beautiful and now she's just oh my god. Oh, ooh. I can't even look at her. Yucks. Oh,
oh
she
my
looks like a
god.
skeleton. She looks like a like Schmiegel. Like I just ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. It literally does like my precious.
It does. I wonder if they thought
Hello,
about that.
Simo. I'm telling you to bring me the precious. Do you have the precious, Simo? Yes, I brought you your frappuccino, man. Please let go of my hand.
So
Come closer, precious.
she's gotten multiple facelifts, multiple lip augmentations, obviously Botox, tummy tucks, liposuction, and boob jobs.
Wow. And I mean, looking at her, it's like,
Ugh, you can't without wanting to barf.
oh man. How old is she, by the way? I'm telling
Let me Google it. Donatella.
Okay, by the time he types this, will be next week. She's 68. What? No, she looks older than that.
Donatella Versace. She's
Yeah, 68.
68? I thought she was older than that.
Yeah, that's the thing. The work makes her look even older. And like, even though, because it's like the boobs just don't fit with the body. Obviously, the sun damage is there,
Mm-hmm.
but like the giant lips, everything just looks. Ugh. Yeah, it's tough, dude. It's really tough. And I mean, I guess at what point does she or anybody become okay with losing your looks? But it's a natural part of life. It's like
I never
you
thought
gotta
she
be
was that
graceful
attractive,
about it.
even when she was young.
Yeah.
She's lucky she had a very talented brother who hooked her up because she looks like Jersey trash, even when she was young to me. You know what I mean? That just like
Totally.
overly tan, blonde hair is too blonde,
Well,
lips are
that's where the
too
sun
big.
damage came in. Like at least it looked good back then. But like, I guess maybe she didn't know what she was doing to her skin. But good lord, like it's her skin looks beat to shit from all that sun.
Beat the shit is right. Ooh, beat the fuck the shit. Ooh, I can't even look
It's
at her.
funny then
What a scary looking bitch.
in the young pictures, she does kind of look like Lady Gaga, who played her famously in that Versace movie. So that's good casting. But
Wait,
yeah,
she
man.
did? No, she played in the Gucci movie.
Oh, the Gucci. That's what it was. I just saw a picture of them standing next to each other. They're confused.
I'm surprised that she wasn't nominated for her role in that Gucci movie. She
That
was a
movie was
bad bitch
great.
in that.
Yeah, that movie was really fucking good. I would
The whole
totally
cast was
watch that
great.
again. Mm-hmm. But Donatella, you could tell she probably had like tanning beds at her home. You know what I mean? Because that's also like that's not just from sitting outside all day. That's like constant, constant tanning. And the tanning beds, like they'll hit your skin a little different than the actual sun will. Obviously, if you don't fucking wear any lotion either, the sun will beat your shit. But this looks like she probably would tan like 6 times a day. This is crazy. She makes the New
My parents
Jersey
have a
like
tanning bed in their house.
yeah. She makes the Jersey Shore guys look like fucking pale in
Yeah,
comparison.
like
You know what I
me.
mean? Yeah, seriously.
Ooh, yikes! All right, you
That's
got one left, and this is a good one.
I do. This is
I
one
actually
that
didn't even think of this. I can't believe I didn't even think of this.
I was very surprised that you didn't think of this, especially because I had one blank spot on my list early on that I forgot to fill in. And I was like, shit, he's gonna have taken it for sure. And then I saw you didn't, so I'll take it. And this is one that, to be honest, I don't know what the fuck was going on because she was aging so well on her own, and she would do like yoga and like Krav Maga and shit like that. And, like if you look at her in 2011, she's still beautiful. And now she looks like a fucking alien because I don't know if someone went loose with the filler on her face or what the hell is going on. But I'm talking about
Not
Madonna,
comfortable looking. Oh,
ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it looks like her face is legitimately about to burst, and
yeah.
it looks like they stuck like the filler hose in her, and it's just like filling and filling and filling, and it's about to pop.
See,
And
it
it's
looks to
like,
me like she got stung by a bee and she has an allergy.
seriously.
It looks
And
like an
then, and I
allergic
mean,
reaction to something.
and it makes her head look like a lot bigger too. It honestly like looks like an alien almost. And
Have you
it's
ever
like
gotten sick and been put on steroids and then you get puffy
never.
because you retain water weight? That's what it looks like. It looks
It
like she's
does look like
on some
that though.
medicine or something. I don't know.
Seriously, it does look like steroids. You say that like steroids, people's heads grow. That's exactly it. And it's like, dude, again, back to my line of the day. She did not need that. Like she was aging fantastically. In fact, she was like an example of people that we could put out there. How like maybe she's doing a little Botox in there, but she's for the most part doing it naturally. And it's like, Madonna, what do you eat? What do you do to work out? And she's doing her yoga poses and shit with her fucking leg up behind her goddamn head. And she was beautiful. You didn't need it.
She
In
also
fact, I
always
thought that she
had.
was prettier later on, like in the mid to late 2000s, than she was in the 80s. And then all of a sudden, she fucking did what she did, and now I'm like, "Gah!"
Yeah, and she bleached her eyebrows, which I think is weird.
Oh
Making her
yeah,
forehead look even
that
bigger.
new fad. I think it was Kim Kardashian that did it.
She
And then
did
people
it.
started doing it. Yeah,
Have you heard the Taylor Swift song about Kim Kardashian? Fuck Amy.
I hear the rumblings. I have not heard the song.
It's
Well, to be
good.
fair, I might have heard it, but I think a lot of the new CD or the new album sounds very similar. So don't come at me, Swifties. I hear Julie playing it, and every song kind of sounds like the same song to me.
Really? I
Strong.
love Taylor Swift. She's really built an empire. Good for her.
She has,
She's a
and I
good role
watched the
model for
documentary of
kids.
her with Julie, and she's a pretty interesting girl. Honestly, her work ethic is undeniable. She's definitely fucking smart. She knows how to market herself. She learned how to say no to executives so she can have her own image. She really is a great person to emulate if you want to be an artist or just a person in this business. She really is a good role model, I will say. But just for me, I'm not her target audience. So I can, maybe the album is supposed to flow into one thing for the listener, but like, I'm not going to sit through the whole thing. It just, to me, it sounds a little repetitive versus her other stuff sounded, the songs would be different. Like I could tell them apart. This one just, to me personally, it sounds like it's very similar as you listen. But
Mhm.
I also, like I said, didn't sit through the whole goddamn album. Like Julie's heard it like 97 times by now, and I'm probably lowballing it. I hear her singing the goddamn Taylor Swift all the time now. So it's a thing here.
Like, could be worse. It could be 9 Inch Nails. You know what I mean?
Oh, I like 9 Inch Nails.
Can you imagine her folding laundry and being like, I want to fuck you like an animal.
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
I want to fuck you like an animal. I want to feel you from the insides.
I did a dance routine to that in college. It was very sexy.
Oh, wow. I'm sure Uncle Steve Moore really loved it. Did he give you some tuition money?
He gave me an STD. Call back. Just kidding.
And that's how the case started. Oh, Lord.
Well, listeners, who was your favorite on our list? Let us know.
That was our list of botched people who did not need surgeries or went way too far with their surgeries.
Do you know who I think got the best surgery?
Go on.
Ashley Simpson. Her work elevated her to what I think is supermodel status. I think she is so beautiful. That nose that she had was no good. When she got her nose fixed and everything else she got done, ooh, what a beautiful, beautiful girl.
I will say she is extremely gorgeous with the new nose, but I've gone on record on this very show to say that I, like Jennifer Grey, I still thought she was so hot with the old nose. Like, I really did not mind it.
No.
I loved her. I was like in love with her. And I mean, like, she looks fucking gorgeous now. But in my opinion, like, it's the same thing with Jennifer Grey. I just didn't need it. In my opinion, she was fine as she was. But go girl. Like, she went from a 9.9 to a 10. So, she, as long as she's happy and the work is good, you're good to go. But don't get cocky,
She's
Ashley.
so hot. I'd even make out with her. Ooh.
Yeah, buddy. But she can't get cocky because a lot of people on this list, you'll find that if you go one too many, sometimes you can't go back. And then they'll fuck up your face. So, let us know what you thought of our list. Give us a follow on all social channels at Frat Chat Podcast. That's on Facebook. That's on Instagram. That's on YouTube. That's on Twitter/X. You can also give me a follow at my website, carlosgarciacomedy.com. Hold on, let me cough it out. I'm dying. I need water. Oh my God, what is happening?
Well, we've been talking for an hour and a half, so
that's better. Anyways, you can follow me as well on Instagram at Carlos Does the World, on Facebook, on Threads, on YouTube, Carlos Does World on Twitter/X. You can follow my buddy Seymour over here at chris.moore.comedy, on Instagram, on TikTok, and Seymour Comedy on Twitter/X. Oh yeah!
What about your website?
I already said it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, God. God, pay attention. Anyways, Mr. Mo, it's time to roll. So why don't you get us out of here?
I motion to adjourn this meeting so I go spit in some sandwiches.
And I second. All right, you guys, we'll be back next week with another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. Allegedly, the Frat Chat Podcast. See ya.
Ciao.